And then once you finish, if you flip it over to the back, there's going to be 5 spaces to transfer your numbers to each of those 5 spaces. So if you're number 1, if you had it as a 4, 3, 2, 1, on the back, put in there 4, 3, 2, 1. But this will be what your preferred learning type is. And you can tell, the important thing is to speak the language of your client. You want to talk their language. So if you want to find ways to determine if they are visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or auditory digital, so you can use that type of language. So people who are visual, they learn through vision. They go on sight, how things look. Somebody who's kinesthetic, it goes by how things feel. They feel for their solutions. They feel things. Inside feelings, as well as physically touch. That's the type of thing for a kinesthetic. Auditory is sound. And auditory digital, that's the self-talk. That's when you have that conversation, well, should I do this? Or, I don't know if I should do this. Maybe. And you kind of rationalize things in your head. That's the self-talk. So those are the 4 basic types. Now, how can you learn what the other person is? And that's because one of the ways you can do that is by listening to the phrases and the words that they use in conversation, the predicates. For example, and I'm going to send out a sheet that has a list of predicates that describe the different types of people. Visual, they will see, look, this looks good to me. Yes, it dawns on me that this would be such a good thing to do. Versus auditory, yeah, this sounds like a good plan. Or something doesn't feel right here would be kinesthetic. And then some of the phrases are on the back. So you listen for these key phrases. Some people might use both auditory, visual. Everybody's a little bit of each. But you listen for the majority. You hear a lot of words that are auditory. Then you want to talk to this person using those same auditory predicates. Now you've just established even more rapport with them because you're talking their language. A car salesman who does not realize that the person who's coming in to buy a car is kinesthetic. They're all about the feeling. They talk about all their feelings, about how they feel about the car, about the texture of the car, and you're going to explain to them how fast that car will go and how it will look on the freeway. You did not hear a word you just said because you're not talking his language. You tell him, talk to him about how it's going to feel behind the wheel of that car with the leather steering wheel in his hands. Now you're talking his language, and now you're getting closer to that sale because you're talking the language of your client.